Morning, fellow zombies. Are we alive yet? I'm not alive. I'm not awake. I am not functioning. It's a little after 9 o'clock in the morning. It's about 9:19, and it's still the 23rd of December on a Saturday. We were in City, Roseman, California, tongue-tied this morning. I am also sightless. I have glasses that needs the correct screw to be put into the bow, into the frame. Otherwise, I'm not going to have any glasses to wear. Tuesday is going to be the day to go to the vision center and get them taken care of, get them prepared, so I can actually see for a change better than I am right now. Last night it was crazy. But before I go further, Mr. Justine King, aka Bo of the Fifth Column, I must apologize for misidentifying you with a different name altogether. I've been calling you a different name, trying to get my facts to you regarding the subject matters that you keep with. People still call you Bo, but I prefer calling you by your real name, Mr. King. Morning to artist in recovery. Come on, Daryl. Yeah, I've been having one of those kind of strange-ass days. I mean, it starts out about 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We had a power outage out here in Roseman. I mean, the rain had been that intense to where our power lines were getting affected. And we had power outages all over the town. Edison had been getting information, but they hadn't updated their websites regarding where the losses were, or where the outages were driving people crazy. I was the only one reporting it? Nobody else could? Give me a break. You had online, which meant you had a little bit of network activity, and you could try calling the damn thing in, but you know how Edison these days they're a nightmare to deal with on the phone. Somehow I prevailed and made the only outage reporting. And then they found out that there are a lot of people in the area who have been outed. We thought it was going to be a temporary thing. We thought it was going to be maybe an hour or two. We didn't count on until 4 o'clock in the morning. 4 o'clock in the morning, dude. That's a long time to have your food in the refrigerator. I had to scramble and scrounge whatever kind of materials I had to keep the food fresh enough where it didn't spoil on me. I had a couple of igloos. And my mom's lighting right now. Give me a second. I'm going to see what she wants. Sorry, Mom has needed my help. A long while ago, I tried to be a little self-sufficient, and had a few items that I needed, just in case. I'm living in earthquake country. I was born in earthquake country, which meant earthquakes and me don't mix. But if I understand science about earth movement, earthquakes and me don't mix. Sneaky bit. So survival. I mean, there had been a few major earthquakes before the 1994 Northridge quake hit. And it really got me thinking about survival gear, and I had to think about that from time to time just to make sure that we actually had something here. A little here, a little there, a little wind-up flashlight here, a little igloos, just in case. Come in handy. Blue ice. Light sticks. Sometimes the brake don't work. We had a lot for a few hours. Of course, if you had battery-powered lightsabers. Bulky as hell, but they still make good lights. Blue lights kind of blind you a little bit. Red lights are a lot better, easier on eyes, softer. And then thinking about the kind of food I might have outside that I could eat on the ready, because I'd be doing some wastage in there. But this is the kind of thing I had to deal with. And the igloos came in handy for the past year or two. I had to have a refrigerator replaced. The compressor and the motor in there was freezing up so much. I had to replace that thing over years. Several years. They kept thawing it out a couple of times, and I had to put food in the igloos with sufficient blue ice and other things in there. Throw out other food, yeah. This time, in this particular situation, salvaged the milk, salvaged some other stuff that needed to be frozen a bit. I'm going to be regretting a little crap like that. I had cooked chicken from yesterday. I didn't. I just got it from the rotisserie area, deli, over at the local market. I was going to use a recipe. I was thinking about using the recipe yesterday or today. And then we had power outage. So I used all the blue ice I could to salvage the stuff inside the refrigerator as well as in the igloos. I should have just left everything else in there, but I wasn't taking any chances. I hate wasting food. It gets expensive, I'll tell you that much, when I have to keep replacing it. I mean, when you live on a budget, man. When you live on a budget, it sucks. So you have to scrape and scrounge whatever you got. We had the power outage. It lasted for hours. It lasted until the night. Our teenage brats were going crazy all over the damn place, yelling and screaming their heads off. Probably kicking on the alarm systems. I think probably because they're the only ones I could think of. They don't follow rules very well. They don't. So, throughout the night, I had battery-powered Christmas lights. And I'd turn them on for a little bit and turn them off. One of them I had to replace the batteries in the middle of the night. It's starting to run my bed. It's a subdued lighting, but it kind of helps these eyes a little bit. But I was also worried about using up all the power chargers I've got, and including one particular generator that was putting off a hell of a lot of fumes. I had to keep the window open on that one. The small generator, you think? Yeah, those damn things emanate something. But at least they had my CPAP machine working. That's still emanating something I couldn't even deal with. Where's the trade-off on that one? So, the emergency light I had was a battery-powered, no, not a battery-powered, a crank. These things you can get in the sporting goods shops or in the emergency survival areas wherever you can. Waterproof, or water resistant anyway. Crank it up like crazy, get enough energy, and then you can either use it as a radio. My radio's shot to hell on the damn thing. Or just use it as a flashlight. Two functions, red light and white light. And that was handy. I mean, beats bringing a lightsaber all around the place when I was doing that too. I kept Mama inside. I didn't want her to go outside and get lost. It was so damn completely pitch black, it was not even funny. It was like that for about a few hours. Until past midnight, then we had, across the street, they had power. I'm like, where the hell's our power? I kept checking the website. Like a few other people online had. And Edison said, well, be here, be there, be there. I'm like, oh shit. 4 o'clock in the freaking morning! My head worked on the problem. When dealing with a situation like this, I still had the 2 igloos. And I could stick 1 blue ice in there and keep something cold in one and pulled in the other. Larger chest I've got. Handled the 2 milks and a few things in there. And then there was the igloo chest I had. Small one. Got a gallon of milk in there. Barely, but it fits it in there. And then there's the blue ice. Throwing the sausage and cheese in there. What the hell? Now they're freezing up in the refrigerator. Actually in the freezer. As I speak. I'll take them out. They'll not thaw in the refrigerator. And I kept thinking, okay, I'm shuffling the blue ice around. I've got one in the refrigerator right next to my eggs. I got another one next to another thing here. Trying to salvage some of the stuff I thought was important. And because I wasn't opening the refrigerator that much, I was hoping to keep the exposure minimum. Keep the cold in there as much as possible. It's a technique and a tactic that they tell you every once in a great while on social media. But it helped. I just haven't had breakfast yet. I haven't even had coffee yet. I'll tell you one thing. Going through a situation without coffee, oh boy. You don't even have time or chance to mix a pot of coffee or even a thermos full of it so you can drink it. No, but I got to fix a thermos full of milk. Drink that, not to mention Gatorade, Tang, water. And then deal with the silence. You know what it gets to me, Daryl? Being dependent upon technology. Think on this one here, Bill. What do we deal with all the time in our current timeline, in our current generation, that our parents didn't deal with, and neither did anybody else? They pulled out candles, they pulled out books, they were able to read. We are so dependent upon our digital technology, we are enslaved to it. And I felt the withdrawals. Yes, I did. We need equipment to keep these things running. You have to have a few of these lying about, charged up on a constant basis. Power goes out, you're dependent upon these bastards, especially when they come out down to 50 or less than that, where you can't even use this anymore. So now you got to depend upon these things. The computers were off. That's it. I mean, we got a power outage, I'm not using these damn things. I'm sucking up power on these things. They're like the last gasp when these damn things are out. I bought the small generator last year, just in case. And out of stupidity, a huge solar panel to hook them up. I ain't got a place to put them outside, let alone in here. And if the power outage is going to be happening inside, or actually during the nighttime, what a lot of good that damn panel's going to work with it. Hand crank so I can crank up some power. Dependent upon lights, and worse so off, I'm dependent upon a CPAP machine that keeps me breathing and sleeping okay. Excuse me, one second. I hate that morning jug in the throat. Still got it in there somewhere. But things I depend upon more and more. It's been over 20, 25 years, somewhere in that time span since I've been originally diagnosed as having severe sleep apnea. And been issued from the insurance company I was working at a CPAP machine. I'd get a replacement or two till the job and me left together, shall we say. And I no longer had the insurance, so I had to deal with whatever kind of broken down piece of equipment I had. Ducted the whole thing in my head. Got new insurance the past few years, so I got retested all over again. I gotta love this one. Back in the old days, regarding the CPAP thing, in order to get qualified, you need to go through a sleep study, which means you need to travel to the building. Hopefully it was insulated from sound a great deal, right? When I got tested the first time for my CPAP machine, they put me in a sleep study place on a main drag. Ventura Boulevard. Now, Ventura Boulevard runs lengthwise of the San Fernando Valley from east to west, and a little north to south. But this is a long main drag, and you have a lot of buildings on there, including fire stations, and you have ambulances, and you have hospitals, all within a mile of each other. And we have traffic. And at nighttime, nightlife. So here's a medical office close by to the hospital that does a sleep study. I wonder what the turnaround is for severe sleep apnea. How many people get diagnosed on this thing anyway? They must have been doing a lot of CPAP business, I'll tell you that much. But I got my CPAP during those days. I couldn't sleep because of the damn noise. I mean, you live in suburbs, in certain areas that didn't have it as much, but you heard it. But it became almost like a constant sound, a constant background noise that you could black out. Make yourself tone deaf to it. But not along that damn corridor. And if I had another insurance company, I would have had nearly the same experience because there was a sleep study right across the street from the damn hospital out here in the Antelope Valley. So I would have been screwed one way or another if I was going to be diagnosed as normal. This was an at-home study that my current insurance company does. And wired myself with sound and tossed and turned like crazy, hacked my way through it. Not deliberately either. And I got diagnosed. So now I got the machine. Brand new, brand spanking, 21st century technology. I've become so damn dependent on it for sleep, it's not even funny. If I want to take naps with it, I take naps with it. I haven't had any long-term sleep in a long time. It's not because of the equipment. It's because of things happening in my life that had changed me a great deal. So I learned to live with it, roll with it. But last night it was hard to sell because I was having a hard time breathing. Laying down, having a hard time trying to breathe. And yeah, in other circumstances when you do have CPAP does involve if you're going to be overweight or not. Yeah. So, and that factored in there too. And I waited until about roughly around 2:45-ish, a little after, just tossing and turning. Couldn't sleep. I was restless. Power on my phone was going out because I couldn't even maintain it any longer. I already sucked up this thing like crazy. And finally got quiet around 10 or 11 o'clock. Kids finally decided to call it a day. They did about 4 or 5 hours terrorizing everything. So they could have pulled the fire alarms. Yeah, I did say fire alarms, right? Because here we go. And a power outage, you don't have any power for the power alarms, or the fire alarms. Not for the whole entire complex. Nothing. So if we actually have a power outage, people will be either inconvenienced by the damn thing, but they won't hear the fire alarms until 2:47 when the power finally jumped and turned on. I had a bathroom light on, my indicator. And then my fan as well. And then the CPAP goes on. Everything started lighting up. Everything started to be, yay. I had my indicators on telling me that we had power. Yay. Now I can get my stuff charged up. Yay. 5 seconds after the damn. 5 seconds. Counting it. The fire alarm. The master mother. Give me a second as I'm trying to maneuver this bad boy around to show you something. On the corner. You see that little red thing there? That's the master alarm. That damn thing don't go off until somebody pulls the chain. Or goes to the alarm, pulls down the handle, and watch all hell break loose. Now, because the kids were outside doing their thing, somehow one of these idiots pulled down the alarm for the fun of it. I had this issue several years ago when my brother and I moved in here. Now we had these troublesome teenagers doing the exact same damn thing. I don't know, screw with people left and right in the fire department just to get their little jollies. Oh man, I can think it, but I'm not saying it. So, 5 seconds after the power goes on, the alarms go off. But guess what? People are not conditioned when it comes down for the fire alarms as much. They don't go out as much. A few of them do. The rest of them just don't give a shit, or else they weren't in their apartments, or just tone deaf to the damn thing. We don't have lights going on in this place inside our apartments, but we have the screen. We have the screen. What a screen. The dog keeps shaking every time she keeps hearing that damn thing. So outside, the neighbors are, if there was any, very few. Everyone else is just hunkered inside, but there's no lights on. I mean, we had power all throughout the complex and throughout the neighborhood. Edison finally did their job and got it going before 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm thinking to myself, yay, I can go to sleep. And then the alarm hits. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Oh, man. I was going to turn Grinch into a different color. So anyway, the manager's not even up just yet. I don't know what the hell's going on. Her lights are not even on in the apartment. But about 7-8 minutes later, the fire department rolls by. And they're doing their scoping. There's one small unit that did the investigation first, trying to figure out if this was actually legitimate or not. But they told me, we have the alarms. Now we got to find out where the manager is. I'm outside. I'm trying to wonder, because I'm sending a message over to my manager saying, you know, wakey, wakey, Master Alarm wants you to wake up. That kind of cutesy thing. Should have called her out and say, ma'am, we have an issue that you need to come out to address. It took about 20-25 minutes for this whole thing to blow over. Fire department finally came in. Manager finally was out, and they were investigating all around the complex. I think they found their alarm culprit. We set that thing. Went over to the master boards, reset them. And that was peace and quiet. I was actually able to get any sleep at this point. I still got a problem with the kids in this place. They think it's a freaking game when you're dealing with a power outage. They're playing little games here and there. They're tossing balls up and down. I keep expecting one of these assholes to drop the damn ball or actually miss the ball and hit the window, and then scatter about like the fools they are. That's what I keep expecting. Today, I'm supposed to get groceries. I'll probably do it tomorrow. I got groceries that'll last today. I've got stuff I can eat today. I'm not stressing over that. But I wanted to have the special meals and the special stuff ready. I mean, I was ready to do this. Just trying to think of a way how to do this thing. I already got the groceries early in the morning yesterday. And with the help of maintenance, they actually got some power in my outlets out here that the bugs are still trying to make home. But at least I got power. So now I got an area to be cleaned out. I can put up my crock pot, and I can make my chicken and rice dish. Finally. I just need the extra ingredients for it. Like extra chicken. I need to get the extra food supplies necessary to last past Christmas. I mean, yeah, I can survive on a can of Spam here and there. Chopped up potatoes and onions. I've done that before. I've done the mesh macro routine. With or without the eggs. It just ticks me off when we get in this kind of situation, because I was reading some of the weather reports on my app, and not to mention trying to keep track of it, and just how bad the storm was. I completely blew the damn thing off. Normally I take more heed with it, but these days I'm like, this one should have worried the shit out of me. And we also had warnings concerning about flash flooding in the area. The only areas we would really have the flash floodings in Rosemont is closer to the hillsides. But as we know about flash floods, it could be miles away, and they still had the flooding streets. We didn't have it yet. We have this pit. A drainage pit in our property. We have different grates all throughout the property that take the standing water, drain it into the pit, and that'll take care of itself. So the theory is, we have yet to get that much rainwater coming down the pipeline that'll be flooding that thing out like crazy. So this was an eventful day and night. I don't want to repeat the damn thing, but I'll tell you one thing. I am too damn hungry. My blood sugar's not skyrocketing. And I'm also losing it. So if you don't mind, I want to see if I can rustle up some breakfast here. And not just a Pop-Tart and banana that I got in front of me. No, I want something cooked and dead and put out a place so I can devour it. And get coffee, damn it! I can't tell you, in the situations like this, how much I demand and want my coffee in these situations here. Or even a thermos full of hot tea. Something to calm me down a bit. I get into a power outage situation over here. During the daytime, I can deal with it. I can see it coming. But at nighttime, at night, you know how hard it is to obey your body organs, especially when they keep telling you, you do this or else, and how you have to struggle at night, in the blackest of night, when there's no lights outside, and you have to go cell phone lights don't work as much. But a portable light would, especially if you have a hand crank one. Gives me a little bit of a light. Or a lightsaber. It'll give me about 2 minutes worth of standing light. Gives me enough time. And afterwards, take up, clean up there. Go back and wait again. I hate this stuff, guys. Now, I know somebody out there who had been using a particular nom de plume, had been going through events worse than mine. See, out here in California, blackouts, some of us actually panic and the others are just like, We deal with earthquakes, we get them once in a while. Well, great while. On the East Coast, they have, I discovered, more of a thick moleskin on them than we West Coasters do. They deal with tornadoes, they deal with hurricanes and strong storm systems coming in. It does blackouts left and right. At least they try to be prepared as much as they can. We don't get that way because we're too damn laid back at this point over here. If we happen to get a small earthquake, 3 or 4, the news goes crazy on this one. Did you hear about this? We got Huntington Beach or Huntington Park or over here in Orange County. Did you happen to hear about that one? Let's get your reactions. Oh, wow, we heard something from Antelope Valley. Who is this person over here? Hey dear, I just want to say my opinion for the earthquake. I think it's swell. I wish we'd get more of them. We don't feel them over here. Can you send us some more earthquakes? And thank you for that report out of Lancaster, California. On to other news. Another person freaked out because he had a 3.1 earthquake underneath his house. It shook. I tell you, I'm nervous as hell at this point over here. I saw everything shaking and falling off at this point over here. My dog was chasing his tail. The cat was chasing his tail. Actually, chasing the dog's tail. They were chasing each other's tail. Oh my God, it was Armageddon. It was this way and that way. Ah! You know what I do when I see earthquakes like that? I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. How long have you been in California? I'm a native! Yeah, were you here during 71? No. Get out of here. Oh, let's make this in. Let's end this one here with a shuck on that one, shall we?